I'm Ali Umar, also known as Baba. I was born 65 years ago in 1952. Schooled and stayed up to the senior high level, but then studied the principle of accounting. After schooling, I still had interest in the art. As a hobby, I was doing it privately. Went into the civil service for some 18 years, and then decided to leave and then develop the art into its full capacity. What I do is the appreciative type of art. I paint pictures that tells about the African culture. Yes, I started with a friend who had been a lecturer, a student, later on a lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Art and Science. Then later on rose as a professor, and is an artist known by the name Dr. Peliga. And then he also had his lecturer who was also a professor in the school which he was lectured under, known as Professor Glover, a very popular Ghanaian painter. And I think he's known all over the world. It was that inspiration of Dr. Glover on my friend, Dr. Peliga, that also inspired me to go deep into the art. What I do is appreciative type. I try to look at the environment, communities around, know the activities that goes on there, and then try to bring it into the picturesque form. For those who don't have the access to those places to know that in this particular area you have this type of building, this type of culture, this type of activity going on. Like this picture you see now here, it depicts like a local village community by a riverside where fishing is predominantly their livelihood. And then when you go such places, the structures they put up are some thatch structures, mud structures, where they just roof themselves and take shelter. And then the few people that reside there, they settle. So looking at this picture, it tells you what happens in a typical fishing village. And with fishing, for instance, it is not directed towards a particular tribe or a particular person. Mostly, almost all the tribes in almost all countries have areas that the people do fishing. And with the fishing, they have it in their various forms. Their structure of shelter is different. The type of buildings you see in a fishing village in Accra or in Kumasi might not be the same thing you find in the north here. Though they are all fishermen, but their structures are different. So if I'm going to paint a picture of a fishing village in Accra, you will not see these thatch houses. Definitely you will see a different mode. So this is what happens. And then the other aspect of the appreciation too is that what I see, things that is found in the community experiences. Like we talk about democracy. If you talk about democracy, you are talking about peace. Because you don't need peace, you can't go into democracy. Tolerance and all that things. So that when somebody sees it and he asks me, what is this? And I tell him, say, it is this. Even if you have never been to Africa and you have paintings from Africa and you are in Turkey or you are in Malaysia or something, you can say, when I was in Ghana, these were the type of activities or this, and these are what the people of this particular area do. In Ghana, the artist I appreciate much is Professor Glover. So a retired lecturer, now having his own gallery in Accra. God is an artist, right? If we want to go beyond the normal realm that we want to talk about, art, God, the creator himself, is an artist. Because if you look at the creation, he used light. If you go into the light and you want to appreciate light, that is where the colors are developed from. In the lighting system, that is where the colors of what we experience today, like yellow, blue, green, and all those things. For example, the rainbow. The colors of the rainbow adds to what we are doing now. It is those colors that we have developed from the ancient times to this time through so many mediums. Because if you ask me of colors now, and I'll tell you it's yellow, we have more than 100, even yellow alone, more than 100 of them. Because if you go to the Chinese kingdom, they have their type of yellow colors. If you go to American, they have. All countries have. Any country that has developed an artist community definitely has its own colors. But normally we say the primary colors are red, yellow, blue, and that when you mix, you get the secondary colors. From there, you get your tertiary and all those colors. You see, like I mentioned, Dr. Peliga, Seydou Peliga, is a well-known, renowned artist within the northern sector of the country. The northern sector of the country. He's just a good artist. I have been with him through my lifetime, and because of his experience with the outside world, with Dr. Glover and Co., normally whatever he learns and I take the message. And through him, I've been inspired to read this. Because I didn't go to any art school. I was not taught by any artist. I just started on my own. And I met him as a friend. He was also struggling, but he happened to go to an art school, graduated, did his master's, went to London, Germany, other places, and became a doctor in art and came. So you can see that what he has learned, at least I've also learned from him somewhere. So currently, if they say a mentor, I'll mention Professor Seydou Peliga as my mentor. Because most of the things I'm doing now, it is through what I see from him and learn from him. So he currently will be my mentor, that's all. My childhood days, my father was a soldier man. After the Second World War, he came back to Ghana and then retired from the army and joined the police service. And then from the police service, so I had a little experience in the army barracks and had some experiences too in the police barracks. So that's how I lived, went to school. And you know, those days, your father can be somewhere and the next moment, 6 months, they'll tell you he has been transferred to some place. So we'll be moving from one area to the other. I can say for sure that through my father, I've traveled almost half of the country. Because wherever he has been transferred to, we moved to. And that's how I lived throughout. And then until I got to town here, Tamale here, in 1960. Finally, we landed here in 1960 when he came here to start the training of the police recruits. And then that is how I entered school. I completed my elementary. You know, those years it was 10 years. You have to do 10 years in the elementary school, go to secondary school and do 5 years. And then in 73, thereabout, I left the secondary school. And then that is, those days too, when you complete, the jobs are there for you to go and do. So instead of me continuing my education, I had to go to look for money. I had to work. I worked with several places. And then later on found myself in the teaching service. And that was until 1992 when I decided to, it wasn't difficult at all for me because my father had a good business. He was okay. He was a police officer. So definitely his salary was okay to take care of us. And then I had my education okay. And those days, there wasn't anything like you go and disturb your parent to go and buy you a mobile phone. And the cost of the mobile phone today, you understand it? You can paint in a pencil. And it depends on the medium you want to use to paint. I was painting in charcoal. What we do is we just go and get some nice stocks and then bend them and use them. And you paint good pictures. You understand it? And then the foreign paint started coming. We're buying, and even the paint itself, there are so many aspects of the art. The collage is there, where you can use various materials. Because when I was even doing the teaching, I was a resource person. I remember this. We use even the bark of the trees. We go to cut them, soak them, boil them, and use them and mix with other powder or anything. And then we turn them into paints and then do whatever we want to do. But now, the modern paints have come. Even these paints I'm using are not artistic paints. They are the normal paints we paint in the rooms, our houses and homes. That's what we have developed, because we cannot go for the sophisticated type of the paint, the materials to paint. And that's what we have managed. And if we can be able to come out with this type of shades, then definitely if we get the right materials, we'll do better. So if you want, that's what I'm saying, you paint what is within your environment, and then if you want to say you want a mentor outside, paintings in the world. Mona Lisa was not painted in a day. It was not painted in months. Neither was it painted in years. Every day the artist goes to touch something. He will go and see the paint and say, no, this place is not good. He will touch. The next time the fellow is smiling. The next moment he goes and say, we'll touch here, and the next time the fellow is sad. So that's why they say Mona Lisa picture is the best. It's because of that. So it's the abstract. Most of the time what we do now is abstract. Like if you look at this one, it's a comb. The one at the other end there. It's a comb. And in Africa, we use comb for so many things. We used to comb our hair for so many things. You understand it? So if I use it to show the style. Men use it, women use it, children use it. So I made a comb, one as a male, one as a female. And you see it a comb. And then when you see it as a comb, you must know what it's used for. So if it's used for, it's a human being that you see in the form of the comb that uses it. So it tries to tell you something about a culture of something. So that's how I paint. I only paint what I feel people will be able to get the message through. And that's what I do. But in art, it's unlimited. Everybody has his style. Some paint in watercolor, some paint in this, some paint in collage. Like Professor Glover I'm talking about. He doesn't paint this thing. He paints abstract. And he uses the palette. The palette that I'm talking about, he cuts the paint and pastes. But when you go far, you now understand the structure of what he's doing. Like if he wants to paint this picture, he only cut and paste. Cut and be pasted. Until you go far, you will not know that he's painting a village. Art is unlimited. Everything we do in this world is art. If you are a manufacturer, you have your company, and you are going to sell your things and you don't do good packaging, you can't sell your products. Even if the goods that you produce is the best in the world, but because of the packaging aspect of it. If you are not able to package it well, you can't sell it, and that's art. The packaging itself, the designing aspect of it, that makes it a final product. It's art. If there's no art in, forget it. There's no business. If you paint a house, you make it a hotel, and you don't design and paint it with colors to attract the people that this is a hotel, it's a nice place I can come. You can build the best building in this world. Nobody will appreciate it. So art is everywhere. And I will urge everybody to understand that if you cannot use brush or pencil to draw, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't appreciate art. Then you cannot do a successful business person. Whatever you do, if you are doing politics and you don't advertise yourself, nobody will know you as a politician. Your party, nobody will know. Your national flag, if you don't advertise it, nobody will know. It is an artist who will have to design it for you. So whether you are in it or you are not in it, art is general for everybody, and that everybody should appreciate it. And it depends on your level of appreciation. You see, God says through the prophet and his disciples, they tell us that you should always thank God for even living. When you get up in the morning and you are alive, you are healthy, after prayer, say thank you to God for giving you that sort of life. That one is the first thing. Before you come out, whether I come out to sell or I don't sell, and I don't fall sick, the little I have in my house, I go and I eat. I'm okay. I can go abroad and go and work for millions of dollars, and yet maybe I'll not be able to use it to do anything.